Hello. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Happy to be here, happy for this day, so welcome. I'm actually filming this around 8:40 p.m. New York City. I was thinking, do I have the energy to do this? And then I was thinking, do I have too much energy to make this? How do I be centered without being a spaz? But I ask myself that as a ritual, it's the most sort of commonly engaged question I ask myself whenever I approach teaching. And I actually tied this in just moments ago as I was finishing up some of my day work, writing some kind of annual reports. And in most annual reports that I work during doing work with children and Alexa, volume down. Okay. We look at goals that have been set over the year, and then sort of incremental goals that would lead up to those long-term goals. And throughout them, there's a language that I tend to err on, which is sort of persistence and negotiation. So I have been thinking about my monkey mind, and I talk about this, and you will hear about this often if you listen to any commentary that are kind of talking us through or talking us down from the scary place of the chaos of the thoughtful mind space. And I was thinking about what do I often self-talk myself through in order to approach, manage, or maintain myself in the most optimal way, right? How do I get myself away from anxiety? How I bring myself up from depression? Or how do I negotiate myself from sort of the seesaw that is kind of maybe between the two or otherwise, right? The polarities of any kind of energy. So think about persistence and maintenance, right? So I persist by giving myself a mantra or whatever it is, right? You're ready for this. You've got the skills for this, right? Your enthusiasm, your energy is enough. Your creativity is prepared, and not letting the maintenance is not allowing the rest in, but not by blocking it, but just by persisting with your positive thought process, right? Your positive affirmation, if you will. And it's all affirmations, and that's quite all right to be in that. So eye roll if you wish. Let's come to a comfortable seat, and we've got this little bit of time to make the best of what this is and see that this best will actually be maintained as long as you persist with whatever it is that sort of draws you towards or into yourself. So if we sit here for a moment with a few breaths, if you're given the opportunity to make a statement for yourself, I wish to enjoy the expansive energy of my breath, my inhales and exhales. I wish to recognize the tingling, bright, sparkly energy that is vibrating, that is coursing through my veins and giving me this feeling of aliveness. I wish to bring myself or allow myself to stay in the place of joy, right? Recognizing that it does take a little work, but it's mostly a recognition, right? So the effort really is just recognizing where the joy is. We'll see if that works out. Right? Let your hands come to your heart. Take a nice breath there that tunes you in, right? Creates a pace for maintenance. Attaching your breath to the thought process, so both remind each other. So if you forget in your mind, you take a thoughtful breath, and then you remember, my breath reminds me of the place that I recognize in myself, that I continue from. Okay, bow gently to your heart. Release your hands and open your eyes. I'm playing some music from something I tried to listen to, but then got a little freaked out by myself. Dead Can Dance. They're fun for yoga, but they're a little bit sort of wild in the sort of the kind of drum beats. So it might take me over, and I might have to ask my speaker to calm down. All right, I'm standing on my mat, but I'm facing you, so you're gonna do the same. So you've got the length of your mat out to your right, okay? We did a little bit of this in the summer. You're gonna pick up your right foot off the floor, and you're just gonna open your right knee out to the right. All right, you're gonna pick up the hip, hold the shin. You can hold your left hip, and you're just gonna kind of pee on the fire hydrant. Okay, you're gonna feel a little bit of that squeeze is gonna come up from that right side, your obliques, right? And then you're gonna come back to center. Okay, so even though the foot is still off the floor, you're gonna feel that you've found your way back to your center, even though the foundation is slightly altered, okay? Again, open the knee out to the right, so it's an open version of tree. Hold your shin, and you're gonna gently lift that right hip. You're gently gonna also modify this, and if it's okay, press the heel out. My right hip is still lifted. I have a little bit of that sort of oblique tone on that right side. I'm gonna wrap it right back in. Try not to fall. And you're back up nice and tall. Already by shifting your quality or your relationship to your balance, energy stirs, right? So your heat rises pretty quickly. Also, my apartment's a little warm from dinner that was created earlier, so the oven's still hot. Right knee is wide open, hip is lifting. Right, I'm pushing my left side of the chest to the right, and that's okay. We're not following any sort of kind of technique or protocol or need for this, other than just being really playful with shaping the body. I'm feeling your tone, come back to center, whew, and right foot down to the floor. Now shape that left leg out. I'm gonna do this from behind, so you get a kind of an idea of also what this might look like if you're a visual person. So I'm not trying to just kind of show off my short shorts. All right, so left knee lifts now. All right, the first one is the easiest one. So first it's an open tree, hold the shin. If it helps, you can push your shin into your left hand. Right, and I'm just kind of playing with this. If you see yourself in your reflection, or if you have a mirror, right, do what you can to make this cute, right? So this is playful. I'm not trying to force us into a regimen, right? Come to stand, left knee is lifting. It's one foot on the floor, shoulders down the back so the neck is long. Same idea, open the knee, open the hip, hold it, and then you're gonna reach it out, but I'm still holding my leg. So if you didn't notice it in the last one, I'm holding the back of my hamstring, my thigh, giving a little assist, and the heart is open. Your right hand can be wherever, right hip up to the sky or out to your side. And back to center. All right, we've got one more of those. And my dog's gonna make up a little appearance. Hi, Tubby. Right, open the knee, the hip, right? Lean a little bit of that breath energy up to the right and shoot that left leg out. You might lift a little higher on this one. It's always the third one, we get a little bit flashier. Back to center, foot to the floor. Okay, now you're facing towards the front of your mat. You've got the rest of the mat back behind you. Okay, inhale the arms up to the sky. And right foot off the floor, right knee lifts. Okay, widen the right knee out to the right. And then you're gonna keep the knee bent. You're gonna wrap it into a warrior three. And we recognize that. Okay, and then you're gonna bend that left knee until you bring your right shin to the floor, right knee is at your left heel. And then pick up the chest, tiptoes in the left foot. So you're more into that right shin back behind you, and this is forcing you to kind of find the quality of your center, right? It's very wobbly, right? And lift the arms to the face, right? When you come back forward, the left heel goes down, your left knee is in front of that left, on top of that left heel, and then you brighten it up to warrior three. Bring that up to stand. Both feet to the floor, both arms to the sky. Whew. Left foot off the floor, left knee lifts. Right, keep the knee bent. And sweep this to a bent knee, warrior three. Sometimes we call this like a little scorpion version of this. And then your standing leg is bending and it's slowly keeping you in attention as you maintain sturdiness, awareness. You land on the left knee, it's lined up with your right heel. Go tiptoes in the right foot so that you can lean back into the left leg. It's also pretty, so if you like to take a photo of yourself here. Whee! Arms up, eyes up. Whew. And you exhale back into that right thigh, back into that right heel and hip, and then you spread it out. There's your warrior three. Okay, up to stand. Lift the chest, arms up to the sky, and then exhale to fold. This is our first full forward bow. Okay, inhale to a flat back. Pause here. Let your exhale come through. Take your next inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms reach up, right knee lifts. Now we're gonna combine our side work with our sort of low to the floor work. So what does that mean? Let's just look at it. Right knee goes wide to the right. Take your right hand to that right shin, and you're gonna lean over to your left, so I'm kicking my leg out towards you, and then I'm gonna wrap it into my warrior three with the knee bent. Then I'm gonna lower on my left knee bends, my right knee lands, and then I'm gonna lift my left heel as I lift my chest and open. You can go wide through the arms, and if you feel like you'd like to drop the arms towards the floor, do. Come back, and we're gonna reverse this. Lean into that left heel, swim this up to warrior three, and then you're gonna wrap this out to the right, out to front, and then to the floor. Okay, heart to the sky, little squeeze of the glutes, forward bow. All right, we're really getting into the, let's say the dexterity and the kind of the way that we are surprised with uniqueness in the self and creative movement. All right, forward bow. Inhale to a flat back. Keep the flat back as you exhale, full, and you're softening, right, in the heart. Next inhale all the way up. I'm still so programmed to go halfway up and then back down, arms up to the sky. And then left knee lifts, okay? Left knee opens wide to the left, that open tree pose, and then kick it out to the left, right? Your right arm might reach to the right, and then you're wrapping, careful of your furniture and your fine goods, and you wrap that to a bent knee warrior three, right? A scorpion warrior three. You softly combine that with a bent knee and that right leg, so the left knee lifts, right heel lifts, chest up. All right, so this takes a little bit of maintenance of that positive thing you're thinking about and place that in the shape that you're creating, you're making. Right, come back to that right heel. Press it out, warrior three, and then wrap that left leg around to the side. And you can do that straight leg or bent, so it's really up to you. I'm doing it straight, but sometimes modifying to work around slamming my heel into my furniture. Okay, so arms up to the sky. You might have found great new reasons to buy new furniture or new things for your house, given that you may have broken a couple things in your yoga practice. Right, inhale up to the sky. Look over your left shoulder, just like I was just doing. Look down towards the floor behind your left heel. You're tucking your left shoulder blade down, and you're inhaling up to center. Eyes up. Go one for the right if you missed the right, because I was only doing it and not describing it. I was yammering. Inhale back through the middle. This exhale. Whew. Forward bow. Let's combine a little bit of our vinyasa here. So your inhale is going to go to a flat back. Stay in a flat back. Exhale. Take another inhale in this flat back. And then keep the flat back as you exhale, and keeping, maintaining that flat back until you can get to your hands to touch the floor, right? Sometimes when your low back is tight, this kind of looks like this, right? A little curved spine. And to get away from that, you would just lift the heels, right? And so you can get back to your flat back, so you can flatten the hands to the floor, push into the floor, and float those feet towards a plank pose, or into. Okie dokie. Let's take a chaturanga, and then inhale to plank, heels to left, right arm to the sky, side plank. All right, we're gonna take a little squishy. So you're gonna bend the both knees, sit your left hip, but don't land it on the floor, but you're just kind of reaching back towards your heels. Take your hand back to the front, and you're back to plank. Follow your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale, heels to the right. Left arm goes up. And as your left arm reaches forward, bend the knees and sit back towards the heels. All right, you take your inhale, and it's a bright combination to bring you to plank. This one's a full vinyasa, so exhale halfway down. All right, pull the heart forward and up. Smile, yay. Exhale, down dog. Ooh, there we go. All right, let's add a little bit of that creative tombe we were working on in the last couple classes. Walk your hands back to your toes. Right, so please don't get me wrong. I do not know a lot about ballet. I know like 2 or 3 words, and I overuse them in excessive quantities. I just know that I think it's a cuter word for falling, or kind of throwing your luck to the wind and seeing where you land. And so that's a lot about what a tombe is to me, right? So you're in a forward bow, yay. Inhale all the way up, arms up. And then hands come to your heart as you lift the right foot off the floor. And then you're gonna kick the right leg out in front. This one is gonna go fall forward. You're in lunge pose, right? So you're in a high lunge, you fall, and it's graceful or not, it doesn't matter. It was a surprise and it's the first one, arms up to the sky. Awesome. Then you're gonna lean forward, you're gonna bend that left knee, and then you're in a scorpion version of Warrior 3. You're gonna lower down to the knee again, and when you come up to stand on that left knee, you're gonna lift your right knee and arms up to the sky. Woo! Right foot comes off the floor, and that's wobbly and cute and fun, right? Woo! And then you're gonna tuck it back. So right leg goes back, hands go to the floor. That was a surprise, right? So bend the elbows like you're doing a little chaturanga, 3-legged chaturanga. You're just gonna take your time as you fill back up on this, and notice how balanced you are on that right knee. Right foot goes back to the floor, heel to the mat, pick up to a full Warrior 3. Right, wrap that left hip, left leg around left, out to front, bend the knee, and place your ankle right above the right knee so you can sit. So this is your a little moment for a little hip opener if you felt like that was the reason you logged on today. Okay, tapped in, however you call it. Come to stand, feet to the floor, arms to the sky. I like to add a little standing back bend with strong glutes here. And follow, exhale, fold. Whee! All right, so we're well on our way to a pretty beautiful place. So right here, we've got 2 areas where we're very disconnected from the floor, very insecure with our balance, we'll say, but very secure with how we feel, right? You remind yourself, as well as how you're putting that feeling into the practice, and that's how you find your foundation, right? That's how you find yourself. So that's where the beauty shows up, right? Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, keep that flat back. All right, take your next inhale to bend the knees, and you start to lower. You still have that flat back. You find the floor. You start to notice your core engages a little closer to your thighs. Plant the hands. There's your plank. Chaturanga. All right, inhale, plank. Heels go left. Right arm lifts. Little squishy, knees bent. Right, hand to the floor. Chaturanga. Right, up to plank. Heels go right. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Knees bend, a little squishy, and then take it all together. Left hand to the front, legs straighten. Chaturanga, this one is a vinyasa. Go up dog to down dog. And then you'll walk your hands back to your feet. Right, so we're making a lot of really bold moves in our shape shifting and changing. And my mat is moving. So just allow it, right? So no one's watching, and if they are, good for them. I hope you got a good price from them. So just allow it, right? So have fun with yourself. Make lots of mistakes. Come up to a flat back. And then exhale, fold. Ooh. This inhale comes all the way up. And as your hands come to the heart, left foot comes off the floor, left knee lifts. Okay, slide the left heel out. This is that graceful fall forward, like timber, tombe, high lunge. Yay. That's nice, right? Lean into that left leg. Take up the right leg to a scorpion warrior 3. And then lower that knee to the floor. Here's our little surprise. So you're leaning your weight into the right knee and right foot. And left foot is gonna come off the floor as the arms come up to the sky. It might be brief, it might be a couple seconds. It might take you a little moment to manage. And then you're gonna wrap that to hands to the floor, left leg back and up. So it's a supported, foundational or a grounded version, modified version of a 3-legged chaturanga, okay? And then you reverse that to get the toe touch. Arms up, chest lifts, right? Come back to that left heel. So you take a full form warrior 3, okay? Keep the legs straight. You're outer rotating that leg to turn it out to the side and wrap it all the way out to front. Bend the knee and place the foot. Yay. Open the heart. Yeah. And then follow it to forward down. Ooh, so let's make this a cute final finish. So we've got our 3rd round here. This is where we go grand finale, right? So it's gonna move a little bit quicker. It's gonna be all those same things with just a couple dashes of extra, right? Take it or leave it. Inhale to a flat back. Keep the flat back. Find that exhale. Take another inhale, then exhale. You're gonna bend the knees, plant the hands, jump this to chaturanga. Okay? Pull it forward, go up dog, then bow back to chaturanga. Inhale the plank, and then exhale back to down dog. Okie dokie. Here we go. Now, inhale again, forward to plank pose. Heels are gonna go to the left. Right arm is gonna go up to the sky. Right, bend the knees. You're gonna sit into a little squishy, and then come forward to chaturanga again. This one, go up with the left leg, 3-legged chaturanga, real style, and then straighten the arms and tuck the knee. Okay, now you're gonna walk back to 3-legged dog, goes to hand, standing split, left leg's up to the sky. Left knee is gonna tuck in as you bring it all the way up with you to stand. Left leg out in front, fall forward. I know we just did left side, it doesn't matter, right? So it's all gonna work out anyway. So you're gonna take this little high lunge into a warrior 3. And left arm, palm turns up so you can reverse warrior. So a little bit of my happy accident is just so that you can see what the inside or the heart side of this sequence looks like. Right, come back through warrior or high lunge. Right, come up to a scorpion warrior 3. So it's a simple warrior 3 with a right knee bend. And then bring right knee to the floor. When you come up to lift on your chest, lift up your heart, lift up your arms, and lift up that left foot. Woo! And then gracefully slide that through to your 3-legged modified chaturanga. Looks really good, right? Awesome. Now keep the elbows, keep the arms, bring your left knee wide and open to the left. You can straighten it or have it bent. Place it on the left upper arm, and for a moment, pop that right leg back. Okay? Now, you're gonna slide this back. Open hip 3-legged dog, right? Look to the right, see the foot. All you're doing is returning, left knee, left upper arm, bend the elbows. Pushing the floor to bring the right knee back to the mat. And then when you press into the floor to lift this back up, arms up, left foot to the floor. Woo! Left heel to the mat, come up for a full warrior 3. And when you wrap this around, right leg around, out to front, Sorry. You're gonna take that right leg out in front and you're gonna grab the right foot with the left hand and take it for a tall standing twist. Right arms towards the back, right foot's towards the front. When you let it go, nice and controlled. Feet to the floor, heart to the sky. Follow the fold. Follow the exhale. All right, we have one more side. You got this now, right? So it's all types of the weird things that chaos in life and surprise us with, but in the end, it's a joy to see how well we perform, right? Inhale to the flat back, keep the flat back, find a soft exhale. Take another inhale here, and then this exhale is when you bend the knees, perhaps lift the heels, plant the hands, hop this back, chaturanga to up dog, then exhale back to chaturanga. Right? All right, inhale up to plank pose, then exhale back to down dog. All right, inhale to plank pose. Now it's heels to the right, left arm up, and then sit into your squishy. All right, come back, left hand to the front, take your chaturanga, and as you come up, lift the right leg, three-legged chaturanga, or plank pose to tuck the right knee. As you press back to three-legged dog, walk your hands back to your left foot, standing split. Right knee, tuck it in towards your face, bring it in, and lift it up. Come to stand, right leg out in front. Fall that leg forward. All right, here's your high lunge for a moment. Feels pretty nice. Warrior two. Right palm turn up, reverse warrior. Awesome. Come back through your high lunge, and then you're gonna lean into your scorpion warrior three. Okay, left knee to the floor. Here we go. Right leg lifts. Woo! Take that into your modified version of your three-legged chaturanga. Then open the hip and bring your right knee to the right upper arm, right above the elbow. So you either have a straight leg or a bent knee, your choice. And then pop that left leg back. So you truly have a chaturanga with a little half crow. Okay, press it back and open it up. Woo! This feels like a rest pose, right? Three-legged dog with a hip open. Wowie wow. All right, bring it back, right upper arm. Then the elbows so you can get into that front body. Bring that left knee back to the floor in front. And as you come back up, bring that right foot, toe touch, right heel, and then lean into a full form warrior three. Long leg. Okay, I'm gonna modify where I am on my mat. When you come back up, left leg goes out to front, or take that to a twist. All right, left arm open to the left. Left hip down, bright collarbones, good. Even when you let go of that left foot, the left leg is stable. You place it down with intention, squeeze the butt to open the heart, right? That's a pathway. Open your heart via the strength of your glutes, right? Heart open. I wonder how strong people's glutes would get if they thought that was the way in. Maybe that's the philosophy I'm gonna start teaching. New dogma. All right, inhale to the flat back. Yay. Keep the flat back. Exhale, fold. This one's gonna be a nice surrender. Inhale here. When you exhale, fold and wrap your arms around your legs. So hold the legs, not the breath, and enjoy it wherever you wanna hold. I'm holding at the moment the backs of my heels. Sometimes it's nice to hold the backs of the calves, put some bicep strength into it. Sometimes people like to just acknowledge the strength of your hamstrings, holding them right here, that's nice. And then of course, there is a nice option, palms up to stand on the hands, right underneath the feet. You can feel your toes and then claw into the meaty part of the palm. That's nice. It's a good little massage of the working part of our paws. Okay, however that works. Take a nice inhale again, flat back. This exhale, when you bend your knees, you're gonna sit, sit, sit. Right, we're taking a little malasana sit. And then you're gonna either catch yourself or place yourself, if you can sit deep enough to the floor, right? Careful of your knees or your low back or your butt or the floor, however that looks. Now, so you're in a cannonball at the mat. We're gonna take a nice low boat for 3 breaths. So heels are off the floor, so are my shoulders, but I'm precisely hovering, right? So you're hovering so sweet, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Maybe if you had some kind of witchcraft around you, maybe your butt wouldn't even be on the floor, right? So it would be a real core energy. Okay, now keep this, bend your elbows and knees, touch. And we're gonna go for a little sort of a glute repetition, head to the floor. Right, so you're just basically set up for bridge pose. Your inhale, squeeze the glutes to lift, press the elbows down. Keep the glutes squeezed in slowly with control, so it's the glutes that are also taking their time to bring your hips back to the floor. Right, so it's a maintenance of your strength, so we're not just dropping into gravity. Okay, once your little cheeks tap the floor, inhale, bring them back up. Massive tone here, keep the tone. It's not as massive, maybe it's moderate until it gets to minimum, but it's still there and you can still feel it. You can give yourself a grope and touch it to notice it if you need to, right? Always our lucky 3, inhale up. If you need to modify, because right, as you know, you're most spacious on the 3rd, even at the end of class, right? So right when you thought there was nowhere else to go, there's still more even in these simple poses. And then exhale with that tone, nice and slow. There you are to land. And here's something we haven't done together in a while. This is gonna be a version of Shavasana. Take your hands behind your head. You can interlace your fingers or stack them, and then bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Right, so you have a nice little Supta Baddha Konasana. You're just gonna wobble the hips. You're gonna give yourself a little bit of that rhythmic movement technique that is always soothing, whether you're a child or otherwise adult and beyond, right? Just a slight, very well paced, rhythmic kind of wiggle can be really, really centering for your sensory system. So whether it's something that you notice more often or less often, you will notice it when you're doing it, right? So I'm just doing a slight wiggle in my hips. So if you're a fidgety person, this is a nice way of organizing your fidgetiness, your wiggles. Right? You settle to a softness, and you almost feel when you slow down to stop that there's this nice vibration going on inside of you, right? It's like a hum generator, aliveness. Okay, knees come together. I'm rolling to my right to bring myself up to sit. You could do the same, or otherwise you can find any way that gets you there. Come to your seat and close your eyes for a moment. I'll just take a little moment to take this last little breath for this class in together. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. Since that was so great, let's do another. You return to a regular breath, an automatic breath. And take a moment to see and justify the usefulness of finding good thought waves to instill your motor processing, right? To your actions, to what shapes come out of them, and to the maintenance of that, and the forgetfulness of any of the saboteurs that sneak into the monkey mind. To keeping a consistent flow, to staying in your heart. Allow your hands to come together if they're not already, and namaste to you, to us. Thanks for coming. Have a great day, life, everything. Peace. Talk soon. Happy birthday.